Hello everybody, welcome to my stream. Today we're going to teach you how to lose by time. The first way to lose by time is to play too fast time control. What you want to do is try to play a time limit that's too fast for you. This one, for example, 7 plus 3. That's the minimum, okay? Welcome, welcome, hello.
Yes.
Yes.
No!
No. Alright. You want to learn how to lose by time. You play the fast time limit. You waste your time playing bullet and blitz. That's a waste of time. Now we're going to do our Monday morning rapid challenges. 7 plus 3 is the minimum. Of course, if you love bullet chess like this guy, he's going to challenge me to the fastest possible time control. But you can challenge me to 10 plus 3, 10 plus 5, even 15 plus 5, let's say. I'm going to play the Dutch. We like the Dutch now. Learning the Dutch. This guy doesn't even play d4. Weird. Again, he's learning d4. Good for you. Good for you, man. Learn more than one opening. Be open-minded. Be multifaceted. Absolutely good idea. I'm going to try to be positive. It's Monday morning. I feel like Garfield. Asterbait, what's up? Do you ever sleep, man? How can you function with so little sleep? I had a chess-related dream last night. I always play d4, so you go in the main line. That doesn't make sense. You almost never play d4. You've played it like twice against me. 2 or 3 times only. Yeah, I had a dream that was weird. Emery Tate was like back to life, and I got invited to this like exclusive tournament in Tallinn, Estonia. I don't know, like an elite tournament in Tallinn, Estonia. I guess because I saw some ad for visiting Estonia on the internet the other day, and so randomly in my dream the tournament was in Tallinn. The problem was, how dumb is this? I was invited to play, but I thought it was an online tournament, and it was in in person. So the tournament was like gonna start in a couple hours, and I hadn't flown to. I failed to fly to Estonia, so that's a bad sign, right? You just don't make it to the tournament in your dream. That's my tournament dream. I just didn't even make it. Like, it says something. That's my chess dream. If you're not even making it to the tournament in your dream, it's a bad sign. Like, you're not even getting out of the gate. I was like, oh well, who cares anyway? I didn't want to play chess anyway. I realized like 2 hours before it was starting that I had to actually like go to Estonia to be in the tournament. I thought it was an online event, so that's a good sign. Alright, so bishop f4, the London system, the London Jubaba, uh-oh, somebody's been watching Jubaba London videos or something. Look out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. First, yeah, I had a lot of dreams. Well, dreams are a good sign that I was actually in a deep sleep, though, which is unusual for Monday or Sunday night. So I had a good... Uh-oh. Can I ask you for a favor? Yes, you can. You can play first. No, what's your favor? Sumihara is up. Yeah, you can play first if you want. I know Hiroku's ahead of you in line. What other kind of favor might he ask? Knight c6, I keep thinking knight c6, but... I don't know. I don't know. What would someone on sound do? Our old friend someone on sound. He started playing the Dutch at one point. Gave it up. Yeah, it's hard to play the Dutch. It's hard to learn the Dutch. It seems like a huge learning curve. Gotta lose a lot of games with this opening. I really toyed with it. The idea of playing it once and then gave it up, like, not even barely into starting to try to play it. Can I have next? Sure. Yeah, of course. I figured that's what you're going to ask. Okay. A4. I guess you're not going to castle queenside. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh my goodness. Your first Monday morning, it's not a blitz stream. You make me sound like a cheap chess prostitute. Blitz stream. Please. I'm not that kind of girl. Alright. Bishop e6 maybe, perhaps. Where's knight h5? I like not developing any pieces. It basically is blitz, man. Gotta update your stuff. I thought Mr. Coffee got on that. We updated something. My schedule? Well, the schedule hasn't changed. It's just the name of it changed. We're just playing blitz instead of rapid, or rapid instead of blitz. It's not important, but it is. You might as well be blitz with this time control. Guys, feel free to challenge me to 10 plus 5, 10 plus 3, 10 plus 5, 15 plus 3, 15 plus 5. London system is gross. Mr. Coffee only did the chat stuff. Blitzy rapid, yeah. Exactly. Now you're gonna castle on the king's side. I thought so, I thought so. Okay. Right. Me too. Did I blunder yet? Hard to get the hang of this. Dutch defense. Weird. He's all over the place. The queen side, the king side. Everywhere you want to be. But always fast. Yeah, I don't like this time control, actually. Too fast. You fell at 6 p.m., fell asleep at 6 p.m. Nobody disturbed you. You could just peacefully sleep for like 9 hours. Damn, that's pretty good. My body won't let me sleep for like 9 hours. Maybe. Let's see. I slept for like 7. I wonder if I could sleep 9 hours. Maybe if I was extremely tired. Aspirate just doesn't sleep more than 3 or 4 hours a day, I think. So this rapid time control has degenerated into what is essentially... Okay. Alright then. Yeah. Rook a4. You have a problem with pawn moves, right? Don't really like doing the pawn moves. Here's one. Speak of the devil. I don't understand. Greetings, Del Virgo. Del Virgo. Del Virgo, Del Rio. I hate Monday morning. Like Garfield, man. I just don't feel rested no matter what. I had weird... Oh yeah, that's natural. This is totally normal. Very normal to play like that. Absolutely standard. That's chess, dude. Update yourself. Or be update. Sure, Rook h4. Hey, what's up, late night people? Cooking Rooks, Delver Flips, Uber Driver, Asterbait. They're all from the US. We have more viewers from the US than from Europe here. Even though it's like freaking 4 o'clock in the morning. Welcome back to the stream. He's playing a rather strange brand of chess. Representing Nebraska. It's all about the right wing. Hey, you're about to go to bed, catch 2 hours of sleep. Nice. I feel like that's worse than not sleeping at all sometimes. No defense to Rook a4. He never got in his intended e4 break. He just lost on time. Dude, this is such a strange game. White timed out after 15 moves. Was he like disconnected? feel like playing the Dutch. I could practice for another 10 years and I still wouldn't be comfortable busting it out in a tournament game. I've never played the Dutch in a single tournament game. I've never played the Birds opening in a single tournament game. What I like about the Birds, though, is that like it's kind of a theoretical. One mistake. Man, this seems like the engine is taking forever to analyze. One mistake, one blunder. I have 46 CPL. Dude, what is this doing? What is it doing? Why is it taking forever to analyze this short game? It's a 15-move game, man. How long can it take the computer to analyze it? Are you freaking serious? A 15-move game? Are you serious now? What is happening here? Did we crash or something? How do I have 28 viewers? Did we get raided? Dude, why is it still analyzing? It's a 15-move game. How long can that take? Alright, Hiroku Suma Harris is called next because he has to go. Am I online? You have 12:15 a.m. Well, you have 12:15 a.m. You must be like in Bucharest or something. Bucharest, Helsinki. My name is Sao. Are you in Bucharest or Helsinki? So, thanks for jumping me over. You owe me 1,000,000 bits. Why did that take a 15-move game take forever for the engine to analyze it? I feel like lichess is, or my computer is down. Slow. Ice Bear. Heinrich Danielson. The Ice Bear cometh. Rawr. Jegesh Medbe. Now I'm afraid if I play knight c3, move 11 might play b5 against me. Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for that bishop f5, man. It's bound to happen. It's just a matter of time. I mean, this London system, it's always appropriate. I promise not to play the Bird and the Dutch every single game. It's my new obsession. It's one of the only openings that I haven't played much, so it feels kind of fun to experiment with something different. Basically, it just morphs into a closed Sicilian, which is something I don't want to think about, but... Alright, so he plays a solid setup. The rock, geological structure, geological survey. This is actually a setup I used myself. Did you play that before? Perhaps in a... I mean, I've played this in Blitz here and there. Geological survey team. Oh, there it is. Look out. But wait a minute. Now what happens if I take and play like d4? Party time. What if I take and play d4? And then take d4. You gotta play d4 here. The g3 move comes in handy because then there's no like queen h4 check, by the way. Extended ice bear. Oh, this is actually a blunder? Oh no. Oh no. It was a blunder. You have bishop g4. Then queen d2. And then you have the knight to c4. Then I have the queen to d3. So I don't know. Maybe not blunder. It's very strange. Very strange. Queen d2, knight c4, queen d3. Because queen c3 is like asking to get it bishop b4. Yeah, alright, so we go. The point was to play e5. I don't know if it's any good, but at least it keeps the center closed. Put the opponent in a strange territory. An unknown land. My name is Saul. I have 12:15 a.m. Don't understand English. He's pretty good actually for not understanding English. Haven't played chess for 2 years, but they're so comfortable. Gosh. So it's like Google Translate or something. Looks like Google Translate or some kind of translation program. Haven't played chess for 2 years, but they're so comfortable. That's definitely a bad translation. Kind of like it means like he hasn't played chess for 2 years, but it feels good. Thus the bad translation, but they're so comfortable. Awkward translation. You write it by yourself, really? You should try for a job at Google Translate. Alright, what do we do? That's sort of weird idea to play queen e2 here. I mean, I don't know. This is totally natural move, but oh my god, man. C5? No sense of urgency whatsoever. The mother of all centers must remain. C5. No. Hulk pawn. Hulk pawns. Can't believe he played c5. This knight is very misplaced. Actually, both of his knights are misplaced. It's like worst possible knight placement ever in history of chess. Both knights on knight 3. Bobby Fischer's like convulsing. Sounds like a little duckling. Do the duck sound again, please. I'm just here for duck sounds. This is gonna cost you. That's the last free one. If you want the duck sound, you have to pay for it. The first one is free. Took a lot of practice to master that, you know. You wouldn't castle queenside, would you? Sick individual. It would take a sick individual to castle queenside. Give me a really big nothing. I have enough of those. Thanks. We have a surplus of nothing at the moment. Boom! Tactics. I'm a genius. Tactical flashcards. Do you have your flashcards ready? Blam! I almost mouse slipped it. Boom! Rook takes f7. Tactical flashcards with Yasser Sarawan. Breaking the back of the black pawn chain. Ice bear. Was this an ice bear? This is the ice bear. Ice bear is angry. Live origami. Elo. I'm calling him Eloy. I'm trying to pronounce it in a Hungarian way. Eloy origami. Eloy. It's like live origami in Hungarian. Elo is live. And origami is origami. Origami live. Or Eloy, which might be a name. Ice bear. You just let me have the queen. Containment facility. Look at those knights. His knights are rocking. Rock the Casbah. B3. Paralytic knight maneuver. Bad knight, good knight. Good knight, bad knight. Anti-knight. Strategy. Knight freezers. So now what do I do? He's got rooks. Rookage. It's a Catalan name. Interesting. I had a cat once. We named it Catalonia. It was very handy because when the dog attacked it, we were like, "Leave the Catalonia." True story. Here comes the H pawn, look out. Oh, rook f8, the other rook. It's time to come in for the invasion now. Invasionary tactics. We've been too nice so far. too friendly and accommodating with this guy. Leave haha the cat haha alone. Yeah. It's not a whole queen. I sacrificed a rook and a bishop for the queen, right? He's got a rook and bishop. He got my ice bear, bishop, and a rook for the queen. But he has no cavalry. These horses are not winning any Kentucky Derbies. I play against pieces. What is the title of Gligorich's book? I play with pieces. I play against pieces. Killing pieces is my job. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think just go in there. Doesn't really do anything. This is more disruptive. I might be getting myself in a situation where my pieces are trapped. It's not a whole queen. It's a pawn and a queen for rook and bishop is what I got. I got a queen and an f7 pawn for the ice bear and the rook, which is a pretty large material advantage. It should be decisive. One ice bear. This is the ice bear. Okay. Right. Your ice bear versus my ice bear. Interesting. I will sacrifice another rock if necessary. Wait, where's the sunlight? There's no sunlight. I was going for this pawn. Knight A8. I'm planning knight takes d5, bishop c6, rook takes c6 actually. But I dreamed of Emery Tate last night. In a strange twist of fate. Our only tournament game, I told the story a lot where he like claimed that his maneuver knight a8 was like triple exclam. Uber drivers rehashing that story. The ice bear is an officer of the law. They call the police ice bears. My name is Sal, must be like from Finland or something. Like Americans call police pigs, they call them ice bears. You ice bear. Morning. Guten Morgen. Dude, I'm already up like 800 pieces here. How can you get away with this? I take. I'm not afraid. But your knight is like rage. It's like raging. Raging. Angry knight. Anger raging knight. So how do I finish him off here? Check. Always check. There's a check here. He has a check. Look out. Hello, I'm here. Hello. Rook takes. It's like impossible to checkmate black. I'm up a rook for a queen at this point. Masturbate. Don't share your pickup lines. Masturbate. I keep so poor Masturbate. I always confuse him with Arsenal fan. It's so bad. Sorry, man. It's not fair. It's just not right. Arsenal. Don't play me next. Done. Ego Crusher, 2010. Lakey, I am playing the subscribers first. No unrated players with rated challenges. I'll pass. Challenges are not subs only, but I do take the subscribers first. I try to take the subscribers first. And yeah, 100 games. I don't like playing provisional players. So if you have less than 100 games, I'm probably not going to play your account. Most people don't have that problem, but yeah, I do try to stick to that general rule. Oh man. Alright, where's checkmate? Have you seen my checkmate anywhere? Bishop on c6. It's pretty nasty. Nasty concept. It's amazingly annoying, this position. Come on, brah. Bishop, I mean, I'm concerned it gets to c6 where it's sort of menacing. I don't want that to happen. Bullet game is about to start. Absolutely. He actually has this. This looks kind of scary. Rook h6. I guess now 97. Arabian mates. He's gonna have a hard time like attacking me with only like rook and knight or something like that. He needs another piece in the attack, but he can't really get it. I'm obviously sacking the exchange. That was the plan all along, to sack on c6. I mean, I've always been winning, but my technique is very sloppy in this game. It was very sloppy. Didn't see a clear attacking plan, like... Okay. Okay. Things are getting clearer. Knight g6. Yeah, it's rook d4 now. No. Frank's mom. Rook h2 check. You're a sick puppy, man. Seriously. Did I lose? I'm gonna lose. I lost. Wow. Good game. I just sacked my queen for nothing. Thought I was winning with a fancy move. Not lost. Yeah, right. Arsenal. Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. Why do you have to say stuff like that? I just couldn't keep the game serious. We don't talk about this game anymore. You guys understand that, right? This game will not be ever discussed again in the annals of Chess history. We don't talk about this anymore. I played Queen takes d4. I just thought I don't know. I thought I was being fancy. Way to hang in there. But you were winning, obviously. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Alright, Zenchess said don't take him next. We don't talk about this game anymore. We don't ever talk about the game. I was a little bored with it, honestly. I kind of like... It would never end, and I was like, oh, we'll just do whatever. Monday morning stuff. It was a quality chess. I'm on tilt, so I'm playing the Black Mardemer now. Oh my god, man. You know this actually transposes to a Dutch, right? It's an anti-Dutch. After f5. What would he have done if you had played rook h8? I stopped thinking about 5 minutes before that Uber driver. The one where I sacked my queen for nothing. Dude, he just like tired me out. I was like, oh man, I can't take it anymore. I just wanted it to be over, you know? And he just wouldn't resign. I think this is the right move. Yes, e5. Interesting. Yes. Maybe this is really bad for white? I don't know if we're going to find any games in the master database, but it's possible. We're still in anti-Dutch theory. It would be a knight c3, so d4, f5, knight c3, d5, and then white plays something like e4 on the third move, so it's like a delayed Staunton gambit, and then DE. Does that make sense? Delayed Staunton gambit. This is always bad, you know. Okay, it's playable, but not. It seems like always the pushing isn't really critical, but playable. Yeah, that's not that bad here, I guess. Black's position seems okay. I don't actually play the Black Mardemer, I'm just on tilt, so, from the last game. Check. Although I played it in Blitz just for fun, to mess with people. I don't know what I'm doing. I never studied how to play the Black Mardemer, but I do prefer, if I play it, not to play this f3. Well, you're supposed to play it on move 4 anyway, like knight c3, f5. Like, if he plays knight f6, I won't play f3. I try to do, like, bishop g5. The f3, you know, the Black Mardemer, I guess, is playable. I mean, I'm not saying it's good enough to play in a serious game, but I suppose that it's almost reasonable if you just want to be slightly worse with white. It's like a step below the Mora Gambit in terms of soundness. Yeah, I think the fianchetto is the best best variation for black in the standard black Mardimer arsenal. I've been on record agreeing with that. I don't agree with like e6, and bishop g4 doesn't seem quite as good. You should do kingside fianchet cutout, definitely. Clearly the best line in the main. BDG. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Round them up. Lead them out. I think it's time that we round them up and we lead them out. LBJ. We're gonna lead them out. My fellow Americans. As my pappy used to say. Potato style. B takes e6. The potato structure. You just like that for the structural aspect. Potato pawn. Yeah, you're from Texas, Cooking Rooks. I was a little young to remember LBJ. Alright. What are we doing? See you watching me, as opposed to watch you seeing me. Cooking Rooks is on the LBJ cattle ranch. So what am I supposed to do? Just develop? Hey, that's original. Alright, we're gonna castle. Everyone is like an American bass player with insomnia in my stream today. We have very few Europeans. Castling is overrated. Alright, potato pawn. This is a very good control of d5. We're seeing here. Oh, I hung my a2 pawn. God damn it, Jerry. Goes another nugget. Caro. Caro or Khan? Lakey's from Europe. I live in Europe. Arsenal lives in what used to be part of Europe before Brexit. Knight a4. That Brexit country. So here. Knight a4, going for the big c5 blockade. Blockade him out. Structural play. Uh-oh, bishop c4, I just realized. That's not a big issue though. We can just simply move the rook. Yeah, the important thing is Eurovision. All I think about is Eurovision. It's the meaning of my life, really. I'm proud to say I've never watched one Eurovision in my life. Okay. Knight A4. Despite living here since 2004. That's the important thing, Arsenal fan. Absolutely. Really know how to get to the heart of matters. Were you recently hanging out with, like, oh, what's his name? Piers? Reality television is ridiculous. Let's start venting about reality television. Very popular here in Hungary. They've got every kind of reality TV. This is the point, right? The dragon. He's got good control of d5. But I think it's time to kick him out. Time has come. You have been excluded from the d5 square. First of all. Uh-oh. Knight f4 almost works here. The positional grip, the potato pawn, potato brain. Still, it's like no clear way to make progress, huh? No clear way to make progress. That's no clear way to make progress. What does this do? Takes, check, king c8, knight c5. Still not making progress. How do I win? The opponent is like a positional genius defending this. Opponent. I didn't even consider knight d4. What a weird idea that is. What does it do? It does nothing. Bishop takes e7. Bishops are better than knights. How can you do that? Can't do that. Hallucinations were made. Hallucinations were had. Yeah, I don't think he defended this optimally. Optimally. I'm just gonna give him the exchange back. Easy. Oh no, not trading. Never want to trade there. Crypto got destroyed last week. Gotta be in it for the long haul there. Sorry about that. Sorry about your life saving, Super Driver. Should have sold at 60,000. It's just your life savings. It's no big deal. Alright. Alright, that was fun. It sounds like a Skewerly reference, exactly. I don't know, man. I'm done playing with crypto. I mean, I think, like, eventually I'm just gonna cash it out. But I don't have a lot of money in crypto. Alright. Zen Chess, Lakey, whatever. Zen Chess is up. Is up. Crypto is not. Alright. Zine Chess. Not planning on a crypto stream anytime soon. House flipping is my specialty. Just kidding. Alright, Zen Chess, what's up? Wow. Floor Mechanis variation. This internet thing, what is this internet thing? It's like poker. It's like online poker. It's the same thing with online poker, Arsenal. The problem is there is no regulation and nobody trustworthy enough to regulate it. It's like online chess. E5. Regulation? Then how are, like, billionaires going to manipulate the market and cash in? But everything is feudal, I think, basically. I was thinking about today with like the bloody shootings in the United States. It's like hopeless. As sad as that sounds. Just over and over again the same thing. It will never change. People are just gonna keep like gunning each other down. And we just go through the same process every time, doing nothing about it. It's sad, but everything, life is futile. It's futile. Pawn takes f6. I agree. Which way do I take here, though? The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Mr. Spock will change it. I don't know how you don't play d5. You don't know the theory? You can also play c5. Both good. Thought I moved already. Alright. I'm just here to hide from the real world, basically. Ignore the real world problems by playing chess. This is my escape from reality. It's a pathetic excuse for an escape from reality, isn't it? I always tell the story how when my life was really at its worst point, I would go to a chess tournament and then my friend would drop me off at my house after it was over, and I asked him to like keep driving around the block so I don't have to go home to my depressing life. That's when I hit the low point, when I didn't want to go home after the chess tournament was over. You know you're depressed if you don't want to leave the chess tournament. That's really how you know you have a good life or not. I don't want to go home. Just keep driving around in circles. Yeah, Uber driving could be therapeutic, although I saw this taxi driver lose it yesterday. Some guy cut him off, and he just like, he started honking and honking and honking, and then he like stopped the car, blocked the other car off in the middle of like a busy street, got out. If it was in America, he would have he would have pulled a gun, starting like a shoot. He would have started a shooting rampage. Fortunately, like we're in Hungary, so he didn't start randomly shooting like people on the street or something. I had like vague flashbacks to my own like road rage when I used to drive in Boston. My daughter was like, I can't believe a taxi driver is doing that. She hadn't really seen anyone freak out like that. I was like, well, yeah, they're under a lot of stress. I don't think he had any passengers in the taxi at the time, or he probably would have restrained himself. City driving drove me nuts. I was visiting it regularly in Boston. Urban driving is horrible. I don't know how you do it, Uber driver. But that was like, mine was like 20 years ago. Oh, overnights at the airport. Yeah, that's nice and peaceful. Uh-oh. There's E5. Something else I was talking about with my daughter, WJ Loof, about how, like in America, it's like required to learn how to parallel park for your driver's license in most states. Whereas like in Hungary, it's not. It's really funny, actually. It's funny to watch Hungarians trying to parallel park, because like 9 out of 10 of them have like no clue how to parallel park. Once I saw a guy like trying to do it for like 20 minutes across the street. It was horrible. It was like a nightmare. But I realized I was glad I learned how to parallel park. This is, how bad is this for black? Arsenal, do you still need a job? I was reading They're looking for more security agents to help people with, you know, checking their luggage at the Stansted airport. I thought you'd make an ideal like security agent at the airport. Wake up at 2 a.m., go to work, be there at 4, deal with like angry people all day. That sounds like fun. And get paid like absolutely shit. Can you imagine? Angry, screaming, hysterical people getting paid, and you get paid like a really bad wage for a job that actually, you know, requires a lot of responsibility. Man, that's horrible. I was reading how like the people that are like the airline security agents who check your luggage, they take home like, this one guy, he was taking home like 1,200 euros a month or something. I mean, I guess he's not working necessarily full time, but that's brutal. To wake up at like 2 a.m. and I guess just like half-time or part-time, but still doing like 2 shifts a week to make like nothing. And the people at the airport are so nasty. It must be brutal. They're like screaming at you if they're late for their flight. I feel really sorry for those people. I mean, some of them are really angry, but you'd see why. That has to be like the worst job in the world. They can't find enough workers. A lot of flights are getting delayed. Arsenal. Thanks everybody for tuning in this wonderful Monday morning where we talk about everything. Almost everything. Complain about everything, I should say. We're all here, fellow citizens of Earth. Complain about everything we can think of. A5. This looks really bad, actually. Knight g5 is a strong move. Pay them more, yeah, I guess. This is like government. I would assume that's like government subsidized. Isn't the British government like broke? Brexit. Airport security has to be like government subsidized. Pretty much every country. I just thought Arsenal would make a great airport like baggage inspector. I think you get tea breaks. I I think he's starting knight b3 check. He's trying to set up that. Sanchez got desperate, and I think he just sort of sacked his h-pawn for no particular reason. This one guy said that, like, at one point they had to, like, go off shift with, like, a huge snake of people in the line at Stansted. Hundreds of people, like, waiting in line, and they just, like, had to, their shifts were over, so they just, like, left. Hundreds of people standing in line, at, like, screaming that their flights were, they were missing their flights, and there was, like, nobody else. They didn't have anybody to come in, and it was crazy. It sounds crazy. I can't believe that that happens. There was no one else to take over the next shift, so all these people, like, just missed their flights. Give my regard to the h8 rook. I'm so looking forward to traveling now, post-COVID. I was thinking maybe North Korea, Russia. I want to do, like, I can't imagine, like, the US is much better, but probably the TSA people get paid a little bit better. Although that's probably not great either. I would imagine, like, the UK, the cost of living is even more expensive, though, than in the US. Possibly. Yeah, they have COVID in North Korea now. Lots of people have been vaccinated, I'm sure. They refused, like, help from AstraZeneca. No, we have no COVID. Wasn't just blundered in the opening. Yeah, I mean, this is funny. This is not a variation, really, bishop e4. But I'm not sure I played it right. Maybe I should think about taking the other way with the b pawn. £4 for a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi. Ouch. What did I buy the other day? $3 for a box of Jell-O. Okay, that's imported. Rent and housing are going through the roof here. Yeah. Losing your house, what? For 16 years? Rent is going from $1,300 to $1,525. You live in a house or an apartment, WJ Loof? You have, like, a single house? I read the story about this it was in the New York Times. Some people who were facing rent increases in like a really bad neighborhood of, I think, Queens. They found a way to, like, turn their house into a co-op or something, and they're actually like buying their house. These, like, you know, low income people, they're all gonna, like, buy their own units. It's gonna be financed by some charity. I mean, Yeah, it's just out of control. The world is coming to an end. There are some bright spots here and there. Sooner or later. Wait, I have b4. Oh. Is that a good move? I do have b4. So I snarf this pawn on e6. It's kind of an important pawn, I would think. Yeah, that sucks, WJ Loof. How can they raise your rent from like 1,300 to 2,500? Just don't pay it. Man, I don't know. How can like landlords just raise the rent double? Doubled everywhere, you know? It's almost everywhere. I mean, the value of houses has virtually doubled almost everywhere. But I'm not sure if that still justifies increasing rents by double. People's income didn't double. And these landlords, they're lucky their properties are worth double, but I mean, does that justify like doubling rents? I don't think so. They should be happy that their property is increased in value by double. Doesn't mean they have to like double the rent. You're trapping my exchange. At least they're kicking the oligarchs out. Arsenal. I like how in Germany they're completely okay with oligarchs like owning lots of luxury properties. Alright. That's completely okay. We don't talk about that. Where's the mate? He just resigned. I don't see it, man. He couldn't bear to look at this position anymore. Knight h7 is a move, yeah. If nothing else. It was a crusher. So you're saying start a gas explosion. Don't start it, end it. It was a good game. I don't start wars, I end them. Leahy. But I like how the UK had to like kick out all these Russian oligarchs and stuff, but other European countries are completely okay with it. That's inconsistent. Yeah, yesterday I played Knight A5 against Mr. Slow. Didn't go well. That's my last experiment with Knight A5. I mean, if that move has no If that move has no surprise value, goes in the trash heap. WJ Loof, have you thought about relocating to a different area, maybe? Maybe it's not so easy. Try West Virginia. Where are the rents cheaper? Where is the housing market not exploding? Try Maine, maybe. Like, even the Maine housing market is exploding. It's crazy, man. I saw like houses in Bangor. Who wants to live where it's like freezing? Like 9 months out of the year. Even there, the housing market is. Where can you go to escape rising rents? Dude, come to Budapest. Even here the rents are rising. Yeah, everywhere. Worldwide. Worldwide rents. Arsenal, I was just gonna say, what you said you moved, but was that because of any particular reason? Because of finances or something else? I don't know much about the UK. Alright, this pawn's gonna drop though. I do know that. Well, this is awkward. I don't like playing this move normally. I'm out of book here. If we think about it logically going back, I thought this was a good move. But maybe I made a mistake, you know, maybe I'm not supposed to play knight f6. Should I try to develop like e6? It looks slow. Everything I know about the UK, I know from like reading Sherlock Holmes. I've only been to the UK like 3 or 4 times. I don't know too much. A4 looks good. Logical move, and I'm walking into maybe A5. No, he's alright. No A5, I just take your bishop. You are potentially threatening B4. Allentown. Isn't like most of Pennsylvania sort of economically depressed? Like all of Pennsylvania, WJ Loof? Like, is any part of Pennsylvania not economically depressed? It's basically become like Ohio. Damn. How can people pay like $2,500 rent? I feel like I'm playing Zen chess again. I figured like the entire state of Pennsylvania is economically depressed. I mean, like Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Harrisburg. What's not? It's not like Philadelphia is a technology hub or something. Can I do this? No. I can't just drop the pawn. I don't want to play e5. d5. d5, e5, knight g4. How about d5? Pennsylvania is filled with dead dinosaurs, basically. Millions of years old dead dinosaurs. That's true. Mining. Good for the environment. There's always like Bitcoin mining. Maybe like troll farming would be better for the environment. Can't believe it. Just insta F4'd me. Wait a minute, where's your bishop going? Hello? Hello? It took me like 6 minutes to realize this bishop's trapped. I'm just kidding about the Bitcoin mining. Just a joke. Yeah. I mean, coal was a very big thing in Pennsylvania. Probably still is. My mom grew up in Western Pennsylvania, so I know a little bit. She used to talk about the silt on the windows and when she was a little kid. How dirty the things got from coal mining. You lived in West Virginia cooking rooks? You could probably find some good rants in West Virginia. Quarrying or quarreling? I probably have some relatives somewhere in West Virginia, for all I know. Hillbillies. Where am I going? I can't stop you from going to a4. Maybe I should actually think about it. If I play queen c5, and then I can grab the pawn. This is more accurate. God bless you. I love West Virginia. My favorite Republican is Joe Manchin. We're not going to talk about politics. Alright, queen c5. I'm staying on the a5 so to prevent knight a4. But we're just up a piece here. Piece. To be honest, Arsenal fan, like, the average American doesn't even know, like, where North Dakota is, you know? He's like, support organizations in another country? Sure. Unless you mean, like, particularly Irish Americans. Which I assume that's what you meant. Try to find an American. The average American can't even identify, like, all 50 states of his own country. It's all the Americans' fault. I don't know, but all I know about is Whitey Bulger. The extent of my Irish knowledge. I lived in Boston. Does that count? St. Patrick's Day Parade. I have no Irish blood. Supposedly, like, English and Welsh. in my family. That's what I was told anyway. Maybe even Scottish, I don't know. But 0 Irish. Alright. Yeah, Cooking Works is a good guy. If he keeps it up, I might have to make him a mod. He's trying to help me with the stream. I think I'm gonna take it down. You know that Donald Trump couldn't find like Hungary on a map. I would almost guarantee it. For example, they're gonna have like the Republican, or what do you call it, like some kind of conservative meeting here in Hungary. They wanted Trump to come. I'm just kidding, like he would never be able to pick out Hungary on a map 100%. Like most Americans, you couldn't identify like a small European country. It's over. Most people like don't even leave their own town, like their whole life. I had a friend of mine who I hadn't talked to since high school, or like right after high school, who lives in LA. He's lived in Japan, London. Like me, he's like an expat. Now he's back in LA, but I was like, hey, what do you think, you know, have you seen any of our old friends from high school? He was like, man, you don't want to go back. I mean, people just like, they become so narrow-minded when they don't ever see anything but this like very, very, very narrow, they think like the entire world exists in like a, yeah man, he's like, don't go back to South Jersey. You don't want to go back. Ego Crusher 6'5". How are we doing on games there? Not enough games. Banana Sprit also. We have no game players. Any other challenges? We've got insufficient game challenges. Yeah, B3 didn't look right to me. I think you have a good position here. I feel like I did something wrong. I mean, yeah, I mean you could play like C3. It looks like bishop C4 is a solid choice. Bobkov went with bishop c4. Yeah, I mean the engine says you're like clearly better. Wow. Just do what Bobkov did. Bobkov +1 after bishop c4. So I definitely did something wrong. Wow. What did I do wrong? Is knight d4 like bad? I'm not supposed to play queen b6, surprisingly. Love JBTV. You don't think your challenge went through? Maybe now. Ego Crusher learning chess. Learning chess. Love JBG. Alright, he's got 77 games. Incredibly thirsty. Alright. At least you got close to 100 games. Bird is the word. I'm on a bird kick. Yep, E5. So, I played this the other day. I don't know what it is, but it's fun. Ah, he didn't take the pawn. So now, we had a crazy game. I had some crazy game with an anonymous guy where it went like pawn takes pawn, knight f3, like a crazy king's gambit. Huevos rancheros. The Astermate attack. Huevos. You're a she, by the way. Alright. Huevos. Ooh, pawn takes pawn. Like, rarely do you see anybody play it correctly. Asterbait has a million games here. No one ever plays pawn takes pawn. This is probably the best move, no? Probably necessary. If I play d4, I allow some kind of Steinitz gambit, Steinitz king's gambit. How refreshing. Ego Crusher Banana Sprint didn't have enough games. That's why I didn't accept their challenges. So there's a possibility of a really crazy thing happening here with d4. Like a kind of fried liver. d4, knight d4, knight d4. Queen h4 check. And then just insanity. I feel like I looked at this with Acerbate or somebody. Is that possible? Knight d4, knight d4, queen h4 check, king e2. No, I mean, then d5, right? It's some craziness. Yeah, you have to sack a piece, basically. Knight d4, knight d4, queen h4 check, king e2, d5, and then trying to bring the bishop down to g4. I don't know what I'm doing. I also thought maybe I sacrifice a pawn. Knight d4, bishop takes f4, just developing. It's got to be an option. But I really don't know this, and it's almost never played. I mean, knight c3 is an extremely rare line. But we transpose to a Vienna now. This should be known. I just don't think like bishop c5 is commonly played. So g5 is the main move. But Love J just didn't go for it. I don't know if it works or not, but I think you have to. At this point, you're committed. If you don't play knight takes d4, maybe like you're already in big trouble. You're kind of committed to making that crazy sacrifice, I think. Now there's this like bishop h4 check, but it's, as I tell Acerbate, just take the pawn on f4. If you can take it, take it. Acerbate, you know that position? Yeah, Cooking Bricks, I kind of regret that I didn't really encourage my kids to do chess. But I never wanted to force them, and they've never been that forward about wanting to do it. So we're just sort of, there we are. I mean, they're not against it, but they never like, hey, can you play with me today? So I don't know, I feel kind of weird about it. I feel like I should teach them, but they're not overly excited to learn. And I never wanted to force them, so we just kind of, once in a while, they'll watch me play or something. But I think you can encourage them without overdoing it. It's a good idea. I joke about chess, teaching chess to people though. You know, you don't want to do that. There's always the time that I asked Alexander Ivanov, who's a grandmaster friend of mine, if he taught his son. Or as if his son plays. He's like, no. No, he's very smart. He does computers. Don't become a chess player. Don't take anything I say seriously. Unless it's something technical about chess, then I guess I'm qualified. But only technical comments should be taken seriously on the stream. Everything else is just tongue-in-cheek. I take the technical side of chess seriously. I never learned the things my dad was good at. He loved cars and baseball, and he tried with baseball but didn't really get me into cars. My mom never really pushed me toward any particular interests. Here we go. We have the ideal pawn center. How about h3? I love when it's like therapy. I'm talking about my personal life. My mom played games with me when I was a kid. It made me feel good about myself. Cooking Brooks, I'm very happy that I didn't get hooked on chess when I was little, you know. I think a lot of chess playing prodigies, it's a bit too much. Or any kind of prodigies, gymnastics, whatever. I mean, you gotta kind of have a normal childhood, I feel like. You should have a normal childhood first and foremost, so-called normal childhood. I hate like pushing kids into chess or anything. Obviously, if they love it, it's a different story. I totally chose chess on my own. I mean, nobody forced me. And somehow something's more rewarding if you chose to do it. You know, nobody else like made me. Like Daddy Polgar didn't force me to become a chess grandmaster. I chose it completely on my own. And that feels more rewarding, you know. You chose to be a chess player. You chose to be a gymnast, whatever, you know. You were the one who chose that. Nobody else chose it for you. But I always felt a little bit guilty that I didn't, like, for example, learn anything about cars. It was my dad's like biggest passion. Love JBTV. Ouch. Not easy to start as a foster kid. I'm lucky that I had my parents. I didn't have any brothers or sisters, but my parents were very supportive. I think behind most successful chess players, you've got to find some kind of support network. That's why Fischer was kind of rare. I mean, he had his mother, but that was it. And she probably wasn't like the most supportive parent in the world. Most successful people have a very strong support network. Or had. Fischer's somewhat exceptional. I'm thinking of like, you know, really successful players. Today most of them are like wealthy, had a good home life, plenty of economic support. I feel like chess is a little too favoring the wealthy. You'll own a Ferrari someday, Arsenal. I don't know, I don't feel right about this. What happened here? I sort of lost track of the game, but I mean, d5 is a good move by LB. I want to call them LB. LBJ. Because we were talking about LBJ earlier. And they have LBJ. Matchbox does make an affordable Ferrari. I don't think I had one. They make several models, probably. We'll try to get one for Arsenal. Rip my Matchbox cars. Might have saved a few, actually. Trying to remember what I have in my storage unit. I sold almost all my worldly possessions a couple years ago. But I managed to save a little bit of stuff. I can't even remember what I saved. The Matchbox cars. My Matchbox Ferrari. Arsenal chess dad. Protected pass pawn, here and here. Well, we're better pawn structure wise. Blood from a stone here. I'm trying to win this based on a very slight advantage on the pawn structure aspect. These four isolated pawns. It's gonna take a while. Don't know about a5. But black's got to do something. I mean, I expected the rook to come over here. Well, this pawn should be the target. So I think that black's creating maybe more weaknesses by playing a5. Still, how do I actually win this pawn? Not so easy. surround it. Is the pawn strong, weak? That looks weak to me, you know. I don't think that's a strong, isolated, you know. It's not a queen pawn, but it's not a strong, isolated pawn. It does gain some space, but with limited amount of pieces on the board. It's blockaded. It's not really doing that much for black spatially. I feel like this is just a liability, kind of a textbook liability. It does give him a little, or give her a little bit of space. I mean, the pawn on d5 or e4, it gives the d5 square. Having the queen's ability to come to d5, you know, there's some benefit there. But I feel like the negative aspects of that pawn are outweighing the positive side of it for sure. Still, not so easy. I also have to worry about this. b3. Not so easy. I thought about a4, but it weakens my own b pawn. I can't say like white has a winning position here, even though it seems like white is better. I would say white's definitely better, but am I winning? Probably not, you know, objectively. Gotta play really well. Lost. I'm just completely lost. I totally missed it. Black was threatening bishop g5. Once you defend the e4 pawn, now I'm lost. I'm losing the exchange after bishop g5. Wow. Totally underestimated my opponent's chances there. Completely overlooked obvious threat. That's pretty bad. Ouch. You think you see a tactic? Try last move. I have c4 now. Black had bishop g5, rook e4, bishop takes e3 check. No, queen f5 didn't work, but just takes on e3 check. I was like dropping the exchange there. I was just completely lost. I just completely overlooked that there was a threat. That's why that rook move was tricky. You know, I would expect the other rook. But by moving that rook, it makes bishop g5 a threat. Now white might actually win a pawn here instead of losing one. But the tactics just don't work. Wow. I had to be really careful on this. It's like straight up lost. So much for Arsenal's theory about the pawn being weak. I mean, or whatever, our discussion has pretty much honed in on the pawn is strong. I thought it was weak, but it turns out it was pretty strong. After all. Now there's tactics here. Potential exchange sacrifices, but I don't see it really working. Even if it wasn't a check, would it matter, Arsenal? White's really asking for this exchange sack. I mean black. Damn. Prepare the tactical resources. Rook takes f6, anybody? Might be necessary at some point. Hey everybody, we're hosting a tournament tomorrow night, Tuesday night Rapid. So if you'd like to join us, 6:30. 6:45 tournament start. Rapid, something like 15 plus 5. What? Black, very active pieces. Not big on pawn structure. Active tactics and pieces. It's funny that she missed that bishop g5. Now I can finally like win a pawn. I'm very skeptical. It's got to be a trap or something. Well, actually, I'm not winning a pawn. It's just a trade. Well, maybe I do at the end of the day, come to think of it. Of course, the game like degenerates into Blitz now, which sucks for everybody. That's why I quit Blitz. I don't want to play Blitz anymore. It just seems silly. Online chess has created such an environment for the culture of Blitz chess because cheating is possible in longer time controls. But I still don't enjoy it. Tactics. Check. Yes. I was 3 times champion or co-champion of Massachusetts. State champ. The first time in 1994. I remember I was studying in college at the time, and I got angry at this, like, I was in the computer lab playing chess online, ironically. And there was this one guy who was like, "You're not supposed to be playing chess in the computer lab." I was like, "I'm the state champion, damn it." Can't believe you're kicking me out of the computer lab. Do you know who I am? It's pretty funny. In-game technique. It's not a big deal to be a state chess champion. Really. Unbelievable. Now what do I do? Oh my god. Black is good. I had no idea if I'm even winning this. Oh, not the begging. Begging. Time for begging. I want to play you, please, sir. Next. Uh-oh. D7. Why would I go there? Wouldn't King F3 be better? Maybe it doesn't matter. Unbelievable, I say. Who is this player? They're really good. They are good. Tough and fast. Lyndon B. Johnson. I think we might have winning position now. That was a tough game. Only 54 moves. Thank God for the right rook pawn. They missed the clear win. She. That was a clear win, right? With bishop g5. There wasn't any way out of that, surely. I lost the exchange. Yeah, right there. There was a little problem. Momentary lapse of judgment. What? I'm lost here? I was lost again? So I was lost twice? Here the bishop g5. And again? Really? Why? I'm lost here too? Oh, like, you simply take and then pin me. Oh my god. It's horrible. What would I do to defend this? After c5? What can I do? I mean, I'm like forced to sack the exchange then. It looks like. I had to sack the exchange here. It's actually pretty promising. Yeah, I mean, this is fairly obvious to sack the exchange there. And you're still winning. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Powerful display. And very lucky for me to escape. Dinekis is here. Alright, this is last game. I gotta go, guys. XYZ chess. Last game. XYZ chess, sorry. Gotta go. Perhaps next time. Are you Johannesburg, Cyprus? Dinekis was next in line. A trophy mod. Ooh, that wasn't good. I'm getting tired, I guess. It's like martini time. Not to take away from my opponent who played well, but there's no excuse for me like blundering twice where very basic tactics are overlooked. Once is one thing, but like twice? That was horrible. How can I not see, like, you know, my rook on d1 is not protected, so I'm lost. Disgraceful. Who is that mod? Arsenal fan Richie. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. He sounds like a pushover. Thanks everyone for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going to host the Rapid tournament. Probably like 15-minute rapid games of some sort tomorrow night. 5 rounds. Trocion system. Underestimated LBJ. A6. Bobby Fischer got caught on the black side of Petrosian system once where he allowed like knight b5. So he had to do a6. Maybe that was in my 16 memorable. I don't remember where I know that from. Where else would I know that from? How about bishop d3, knight c5, bishop c2? No. What do you think knight c6 versus ready? Well, you're playing the Chigorin anyway. Knight c6 against the ready. Like knight f3, knight c6. Of course. Perfectly good, right? Nice to see knight f3 against the Chigorin because I don't think it's as critical. And if they try to play like c4, you've got an even better position. You know, you don't have to play c5. So black ends up likely with a very bad game. Speaking of bad games, what is black doing here? It has to be like textbook bad King's Indian for black. But I mean, the one thing that can happen, I guess, is that black can end up locking it up. I try to avoid playing the white side of classical King's Indians in fast time controls, but now we're moving to rapid. It's not blitz, it's between blitz and rapid. So we have a little bit of time to think. Bishop f6, bishop g5. I think I can play h4. This looks really good for white. h3 is think the Makagana one of black's biggest problems. In fact, like when people play h3 against me, I just want to play c5, turn it into a Benoni. I'm so done like with black and like getting suffocated and like attacked on the king side. I don't play much King's Indian lately, but I used to, and I would always get a bad game. Yeah, I'm not even committed to like putting my king on f1 or something stupid. I might be on the castle queen side. This is an ideal position for white. It's probably like +2 or more if you put it on the engine. Black's basically strategically lost in this position. Did cooking rooks leave us? You can't ask for a better King's Indian. Wow, he's doing knight f5. He's playing f5. You can do that. You can't do that. That's illegal. Illegal. You're still here? We weren't supposed to meet today, were we? I thought we were meeting on Thursday. But let me know if I'm wrong. I forgot what we said now. Whew, I have like brain fog again. Monday morning brain fog. No, Thursday's good for me. This is crazy, man. Crazy. Looks like King's Indian nightmare for black. Maybe just take with the pawn. He insta took it. So there's this e4 thing. That's nuts, man. That is a crazy, crazy thing to play. How is black not lost here? The diagonal? So knight f5, rook f5, bishop d3, e4. And if bishop takes e4, bishop takes e3 check. And my bishop drops on e4. It's a very nice little trick. But I gotta imagine that there's a way of... There's gotta be a way to tweak this position that white is winning based on that diagonal. I mean, I can play... It's gotta be something. Knight f5, rook f5, bishop d3, e4, take with a knight. If I take with a knight, he's got maybe knight e5, some kind of counterplay. Unacceptable. Or we can just do like Petrosian style, where we just nail down the e4 square. Instead of playing for tactics, we just like nail down the square. Hammer it into the board. I don't see the tactics working. Everything I do, he has an e4 pawn sack. Unbelievable. There's gotta be something here. Queen c2. And the b2 pawn is falling as well, in like lines. Yeah, he has e4 arsenal. I just explained it. He has e4, and if I take the bishop, bishop takes c3 check, and my bishop drops on e4, or knight takes e4, knight e5, something like that, with compensation. Unbelievable. White is better, but I don't think I'm necessarily winning. And I wasted all my time thinking about stuff that just doesn't work. It's crazy. Now I have bishop d3. Ironically, like, if knight f6, bishop d3, maybe I do win material. But even there, I have to be careful. Oh, you're talking about a different variation with bishop d3 immediately. That's what you're talking about. I get it. But that's different as well. I mean, if bishop d3 immediately, e4, bishop takes e4. Yeah, now he doesn't do bishop takes g7. He would do knight e5, I guess. Something like that. But maybe bishop d3, e4, bishop takes e4. He has some moves. Maybe knight c5, maybe knight e5. But you're right, that actually looks much more interesting than other variation. I still have like a massive advantage here. But perhaps not winning. King d2. We'll look at it after the game. I've got a couple minutes. But I think that Arsenal might be right. Maybe bishop d3 right away instead of knight takes f5. There's no way that his line is playable. I mean, there's no way that f5 is... I mean, I think that black has a bad position, and f5 is a desperate attempt to break out, but it shouldn't work. Black should be lost. I said black was strategically lost, and I meant it, but I might have let him get out. I mean, man, I lost games like this when I was 2200 as black. I learned my lesson, you know. I've learned my lessons before. Very much like this. Games very much like this have lost personally. It looks like a same-ish, actually. I had some games with black in the same-ish with e5. Of course, he could always do like a Liechtenstein Petrosian style exchange sack now with like rook f4, but that's not, you know, going to be quite enough compensation. Speaking of compensation, b5 is a nice idea. Yeah, I just mentioned this. H4. Two minutes ahead of me on time. Hard to believe he's 1600 in bullet. 1589 in chess 960. I don't know, Arsenal. I'm not an expert on the Banco by any means. I've never played the Banco. An ideal. It's like my game with move 11 yesterday, where I lost. You didn't get to see that, maybe. I was pissed. Oh, you saw it, right? I was pissed I lost and started to rage. Rage tilt. Took his bad bishop. White has more pieces developed than black. He actually took his knight's best square away. What? Oh my gosh. What am I doing? What a sick puppy to play chess like this. Hardcore. He's really hardcore. The end of my rope. Oh man, this has got to be like Blunderfest 300. We both made like 10 blunders. I had 2 people trying to join our team today. Thank you. Blunderfest. Oh, the account violated lichess terms of service. Great. My favorite team member. That's my favorite. Mako Energy. Good game. Thank you for being a subscriber. Do not get a tough game. Alright, let's see the blunder level. Blunder level. What? I actually played alright in that crazy. Oh my god. I actually played a good game. Wow, that's unbelievable. I played a pretty good game with only inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders. That's incredible. I thought I was playing like an idiot. So F5, yeah, he's in big trouble. This is a bad setup. Starting with A6. He got in trouble immediately. This guy Roland Luce, actually he's a poker player. I played in a tournament in Prague in 2016 where he won the event. He was like crippled on the same table with me. Ended up winning like 20 grand in this 500 turbo we played, and it was pretty funny. Peter Enders. Queen e8, bishop e2, h6. Yeah, this is really bad for black. So he tries to break out. Now, what's the best move here? Arsenal campaign for bishop d3. Wow, so bishop d3 actually not the best. I briefly mentioned this continuation, but it looks like black is okay. He might be okay there. So my move is actually better, but what to do next? Because I knew this didn't work, you know. He's got e4. This is so strong. Again, counterplay for black. I felt like I missed something. Universitate, thanks for joining us. Thanks, guys, for following. Tomorrow night, tournament. So my best move is queen c2. I played knight e4 dubious. So the best thing was just to develop and prepare to castle queenside. Ironically, the computer recommends knight f5, but he gets the exchange trapped. So the engine just wants to sack Petrosian style here again. I mean, this is a classic idea that Stein and Petrosian and all the great like Soviet King's Indian players started using in like the 50s. If you sack the exchange, you open the bishop on the long diagonal. So that's commonly used as a theme. Geller, Bronstein, Petrosian, all those great players from the 50s and 60s. So I managed to just kind of sit on him here. I thought he was getting away. Knight h5 is a killer. And all my pieces are in the game. I mean, that's the thing that like decides this. His queenside pieces are not functioning. It's ironic that I'm taking his bad bishop on g7. But it was a good game. Rook g4. I played excellently. Wow. Excellent game. If I do say so myself. I missed something. Queen g5. Ooh. Queen g5 was the cleanest, apparently. The cleaner. Alright, guys. Thanks for joining me. Good game. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks, Arsenal. Mr. Coffee, good to see you. Make sure your trainee moderator rein him in a little bit. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye-bye.